Hey guys, welcome back to George's channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do an EGR clean. It's actually going to be my first time doing it, but I read instructions on how to do it, and I'm just going to give you a step-by-step on how to do it. And the car we're going to be doing it on is on Vanessa's. I just finished doing her oil change, but we're going to do an EGR clean and get that done. So let's get to it. Alright guys, before you start anything, go ahead and pause the video and check out my high pressure fuel pump internal install. So you're gonna have to do the same steps on that to do this job, okay? I don't want to record the same thing again if I already had recorded it. I feel like it just take up way too much time, and you guys just want to get to the point faster. So real quick, you just have to take off the intercooler, the air box, which I just showed you how to do, and then, or I will be showing you how to do, I guess, if I put it before or after in this video. And then you gotta take off the battery tray, the inlet pipe. You gotta disconnect this. Alright guys, I know on the high pressure fuel pump video I don't have a stock intake to show you, so what you really have to do for the stock one is you have these two clips here. You unclip it, and then you have this bolt right here. You take the MAF sensor connection off, and then you unscrew this to loosen up the clamp. Alright, as soon as you take off the top portion of the air box, the way you would take this off, it's kind of clipped in with a little divot or something, like a little nipple. So you gotta pull it out, just like that. So you just pull on it, and it'll actually just come off the hose here. Just twist it just like that, and out goes the air box. Now what I was saying is that it has a little divot that connects in here, pops in, and it just stays in place. You just pull it up and it'll come out. Alright guys, so once you remove the inlet, this is what you're going to be removing. This is your EGR valve. Okay, so you have two nuts here, two studs or nuts, however you want to say it. You have one right here, and then you have one in this area right here where my finger's at. Now to give you a perspective of how far it is, it's probably like 2.5 or 2 inches, 2.5 inches far. And then you want to go ahead and remove the connector that's right here. Now that connector is actually going to be this one right here. This connector connects there. You unplug that. This is going to be kind of hard to remove, this hose. So what I did is I sprayed it down with WD-40. Now these two nuts here are going to be a 10 millimeter. So you remove this, and keep in mind that, I don't know if you could see, you will spill like a quart or so of coolant. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have your reservoirs nice and full, and then see if you spilled a lot or whatnot. And as soon as you remove this, you see there's a gasket right there. Be careful with this gasket as you remove it. You can remove it, but I would advise you to get just a brand new gasket. Go to your local auto parts store and order a new gasket. That way you have a fresh new gasket on this. And then after you remove all this off and you take all that, what I just mentioned, you're going to be taking this line off, and I believe it runs all the way to the throttle body. This is in the waist, so I'm going to take this off to give me a better perspective on how that is. But for now, I'm just going to pull this off for now and get more in depth on what else you should do. Okay, close. Alright guys, so this is the EGR valve removed. So you want to go ahead and take these screws off, because you got to open it up to get a nice good clean. So it's just a typical Phillips head. It doesn't take much to unscrew them. They're not really torqued down really hard. So it's just unscrew all these screws here, and let me open it up for you. Alright, so I have all the screws off. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. As you take it off, be aware that you do have a gasket in here as well, which is this one. So just put it aside somewhere and go ahead and check your spring here, and if you push it up, you'll be able to tell. I don't think you could see in there, but you could kind of feel the tension that it has from all the corrosion and whatnot from the recycled gases. But yeah, just take a look at your shaft and see if it's nice and if it's playing well Let me just go ahead and show you how to get this cleaned up. Alright guys, so I have the valve down there in a little bucket. I'm using this B12 chem tool. It's for carburetor cleaner and whatnot. You can go ahead and use this. You're going to want to go ahead and soak it in with this spray and give it a nice clean. I'll just let it soak up in so that it cleans up all of the deposits. I don't know if you can see all this dirt. You see the little chunks? These little chunks. Now I'm actually moving up the spring in the shaft and getting the shaft perfectly soaked into with the cleaner. Alright guys, now that I have the valve soaked in the cleaner, I'm going to go ahead and remove this line. Now this actually goes underneath by the throttle body. You want to go ahead and remove this hose here. So you want to go ahead and you're going to be removing this. So you're removing this. There's a nut right there. This nut you're removing. Oh, you can't even see. Brandon came through. Oh, sounds so nice. Back to the EGR. Alright guys, so I got the two bolts that are right here. Now I'm going to be working on this side now. You have to get to this nut right there. I don't think you can see it, but you got to get to that nut. Now you're going to have to remove the throttle body. And you want to be careful because there's a line right here. There's a line right there. And another line right there. Now it's going to be full of coolant. So you want to go ahead and just move them out of the way. I moved this one right here on the way, and then the other one's right here. Now there's 4 bolts. These 4 bolts are going to be 8mm, and as you remove the bolts, you want to do each of these one turn at a time as you remove it, because you don't want to put no stress or anything and crack a bolt or whatnot. So let me go ahead and take this throttle body out and show you what you need to do next. Alright, so I got the throttle body off. The bolt is actually loose now. Now when you want to go ahead and use a 22mm open-ended wrench. 22. You want to get this bolt right here, right? I don't think you can see it. Let me see. Right there. So you get this open-ended wrench, and then you want to turn it down, and it should get loosened up. It'll be kind of tight, so you want to go ahead and just give it a good elbow grease, and it should just come right off. Just like that. You want to clean this out, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Alright guys, so you can see all this gunk that's inside the valve here. I probably sprayed it down about 5 times already now, and I'm going to do it once again, one more time. And again, I'm going to be pressing down on the shaft here, that way I could get some on the shaft as it's moving. Okay, so I'm going to let this soak again with a little bit of that in here, a little bit of cleaner in there. And I got another container here. I'm going to be using this container. Now I just used a hanger here for this tubing because she had like some buildup in here. So I used some of this hanger here. Slid it in there, rubbed it a few times. I think I got some of that clogginess off. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some of the cleaner inside of it and really soak it up. Now you're going to want to go ahead and soak it up real good. And let it soak for about 20 minutes or so, and then do the same process again, another 20 minutes. I'm just gonna do that. That way, it's cleaner, you know, because hers is pretty bad, but it'll be cleaned after you know you're done. So let me go ahead and spray this down, and I'll show you how it's gonna be sitting after I spray it down. Alright guys, so I have everything cleaned up. This is so much nicer than what it was when we took it off. The shaft is so smooth now. You can't really tell. I don't have a light to look in there, but you could actually see the silver from the shaft. It was all covered in gunk and whatnot. The throttle body, I would recommend, since you're taking it off, you might as well just clean it. I already gone through and cleaned it, so it's cleaned. And then I just cleaned the piping. I'm actually going to use an air compressed hose just to have some air go through here and get whatever else is in there and finish that. After you're done with all this, let it air dry for 20-25 minutes or so, so it could just completely air dry. You know, it is carburetor choke when not cleaner, so it'll actually air dry on its own. You don't want to put this back up when it's wet with the cleaner. Alright guys, now I have everything already air dried. I'm going to put everything back together. Now it should be pretty much straightforward from here. You just do everything in reverse. And let me just go ahead and take all this back together and finish up the video. A couple of speed buddies came by. We got Brandon and Paul, and there's mine. And they're in the back, we're eating pizza. I'm going to finish the car though, because I want to get this thing done and turned on and make sure that it works. So yeah. Hey guys, so I hope that video helped you out. It took about, I'd say 3 hours or so to do it. Of course I was talking in the middle of it, so it kind of seemed longer on my part. But yeah, everything went pretty good. I put everything back together, turned the car on, started up really nice. And hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll be sure to comment back or reply to your comment. And yeah. I've been kind of lagging on videos because I have school and whatnot, and everything I work on is a whole budget setup, so it takes a lot longer too as well. So I'm gonna try to do more videos, and also I actually changed up the look of my car so it looks completely different than what it is within the videos that I have out already. So I'll be making a video of that once I'm ready to show you guys. So thanks for watching, and appreciate your time spent on my video. See you soon, and peace out.